Wait.
Hi, I'm your host, Jedi Hill. This is the first episode of opening up this YouTube channel. Like I had done some stuff several years ago and just left it dead. So we're starting again. This channel is going to be about freedom, teaching you the tools on how to break through the barriers to live life on your terms, and be free on all realms, mental, physical, financial, and of course, time freedom. So I'll be interviewing various guests, to help you along your way as you earn your freedom. And today's special guest, and pardon the way the green screen kind of hit, guess I got to flip it 90 for later, but that'll be on the next video. So our first guest is my lovely partner, Anna Rokhlina. She is from Russia, so she has escaped a communist country, moved to America in search of the American dream. She's been a probation officer working in the court. She's been a medical interpreter at the Cleveland Clinic. She's got multiple degrees that she can tell you about herself here in just a moment. So thank you, Anna, for coming on.
Thank you, Jedi Hill, for inviting me. It's an honor to be on your show and actually give a speech.
Yeah. So Anna here is author of the upcoming book, The Communist Virus. Can America be cured? That's better shadow. Can America be cured in time? So this is going over her story, going everywhere from being a kid growing up in Russia before the Berlin Wall fell, to coming to America, all the trials and tribulations here, and what she had to do to become a successful real estate investor. So let's talk about freedom. And what do you feel is, some of the biggest takeaways from the book?
Well, the biggest takeaway from the book is the traumas and setbacks that people had to go through and live through during the communist times and after the collapse of the the collapse of the Soviet and the communism. That is very important to make sure that this country doesn't repeat the same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I'm talking about in the book that I'm talking about the issues, the childhood traumas and the dangers of communism and coming to the United States in search of American dream and working on myself.
And what was it that happened with COVID that really triggered you to, start writing this book? What were the things you saw that was very similar and like communism is coming to America?
Yes, so I actually had flashbacks when COVID started and there was mandates to stay at home. So that technically your constitutional rights of, freedom of movement, freedom of motion was violated. Then the empty shelves, that was for me also a flashback because during the Soviet times, we never had enough supplies of anything, no food, no resources to be a productive citizen in the community. So that's another flashback or the kind of like a nightmare I had to get through in trauma.
So not just a flashback, but a full-on nightmare.
Yes.
And those mask mandates, I know DeSwine here in Ohio actually tried to put in curfews to tell people you couldn't leave your homes after like 9 o'clock. Like, yeah. God, you were literally trying to turn us into communist China.
And there's still issues going on with different rights that are being violated. And thank God we have checks and balances. So if a law is passed, it has to go through the Senate, House of Representatives, and all of those checks and balances before it actually becomes a law on the books.
And you still have judicial review to help strike down unconstitutional laws. But the biggest thing is you, the viewer, in your own home, you've got to stand up for your rights. Any law that is unconstitutional, you have a moral responsibility to not obey it.
And you actually have a voice. And if you compare communism, where I was growing up, to United States, which is a republic, and we practice, it's a more of a democracy here, which is focusing on more on production and co-creation, and it's totally different from communism, because communism is everything owned by the government and everything is owned mutually. So you kind of like technically they're a slave for the entire government, and then they tell you what to do, and you're like a puppet, and they're like puppeteers on top of you. And so anyway, so
that creates a very rigid class structure that you can't grow and go up. So it's either you're part of the government and the elites, or you're a slave. There's no in between.
Yes.
Now here in America, yeah, we have elites. We have some really crooked ones like Bill Gates that come to mind that actually created the COVID-19, but that's neither here nor there. And, you know, we have billionaires, millionaires, we have middle class, and we have poor. And what's nice for the land of the free, you know, while there's still some freedom left, that you can stand up and earn your freedom through your own, you know, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, taking the effort, you can rise from this poor class to the middle class to the upper class. So there's upward momentum, where when you're in a communist socialist system, that doesn't work.
No. So I want to stress that important point is that, as you said, in United States, you have that mobility. So you can actually move from the lower class to the upper class. And during the communism, you can't do that. So, and it's very important in the United States, we're so blessed to have these laws and rights and live in this beautiful, amazing country. And you got to take personal responsibility for your life. And there's no more victim mentality. So if you want to be successful, if you have goals and aspirations, and you want to be someone who you really want to be, there's no almost like no more inaction. You have to take action and work on yourself, which meaning on your physical health, on your mental health, on your psychological health, on your financial health. There's so many aspects of you that you constantly work on yourself, and you got to do this daily. That's how life works. And if you don't do that work, then it's your fault that you're poor. It's your fault that you don't have the resources to enjoy this beautiful life and do what you love in this life.
There you go. Well, and that reminds me of Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite authors, highly recommended to him, you know. Where you've been in your past, where you are now has absolutely nothing to do with where you can go. So your first steps, if you desire freedom, is taking responsibility completely for where you're at now, because your choices put you there. You might have been born into poverty. You might have had health issues. I've had horrible autoimmune diseases. I was just bedridden for, you know, months last year. I've had allergies, asthma, and all kinds of other things where, you know, they didn't even think I was going to live as a baby. But, you know, I fought for my right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it's something you earn. Like, I've had to discipline my mind, overcome all the traumas from a bad childhood, being picked on, and just all the different things that go along the way, so that I can be successful, so that I can help those around me and raise those up, you know, because a rising tide raises all ships. And that's what we're looking to do here, is do educational. And I'm really glad Anna's here with me for the first episode. I will be bringing in lots more people to interview as time goes on. And I'm sure Anna's going to be on here many times as we go through here. So next steps, Anna, what did you do to earn your freedom after you came to America?
A lot. Well, I came to the United States with literally $300 in my pockets.
300.
That's it. I worked as a housekeeper, believe it or not. That was my first job in the United States, a housekeeper. Then I got a job as a waitress in Parma Tavern, literally earning $300 a month. And I worked
300 a month.
a day, sorry, $300 a day. I worked my bottom out. I mean, like I work hard, and I was able to buy a car, my new brand Honda car. So I was so proud of myself. But anyway, so it's taking those steps, working hard, know what you want, figuring out what you want. And then I went to Tri-C, I was very active with them honor society there. It's just, and then keep growing and growing, going to, Cleveland State and educating myself on a daily basis, just learning the culture, learning the history of this country. And it's all about educating yourself and working on yourself. And also at the same time, I was processing all of those traumas that I acquired in childhood, like Soviet Russia. And again, it's through healing yourself that you can heal others. Specifically, I'm still doing meditation, Reiki, yoga, all of those things that can help you to develop your mind. And it's very important to do so if you want to be successful. And actually, Jera, in his book, he offers you the tools how to reprogram your mind. So I had to reprogram my mind from being poor into being successful and wealthy woman. And that's a journey, and it's a daily action that you have to take.
Well, and this is the thing, like, as you learn that the work to get to the next level, every level another devil, you're always going up the spiral. And once you learn that the working on yourself is eternal, the work becomes the worship.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool once you actually get it. And you do a lot of delayed gratification. Like, had I known as a kid what I know now, because I grew up in farm country, middle of nowhere.
West Virginia.
No, I was in Northeast. Yeah, Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
School was literally in the middle of a cornfield.
You spent a lot of time in West Virginia, though, roaming the mountains.
I did. I'm a country boy at heart, but it was really sad because I'm a bright, intelligent young man, and by the time I'm 8, 9 years old, I can't find, like, I love to learn. So it's like books and things like, and I totally recommend her book coming out April 3rd, The Communist Virus. You can pre-order now on Amazon for a special 99 cents. But, for me being bright, I had an issue where I cut off my tongue when I was 8 years old. It's actually in my book, Alchemy of the Master's Path. And, had a couple month vow of silence unintentionally. How else do you get an 8-year-old to shut up for 2 months? So, got to help me really observe my thoughts more, read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, and I just had such a thirst for knowledge after that. And unfortunately, the adults in the middle of nowhere really couldn't help.
Yeah.
Even the teachers, it's like I was asking questions way beyond them until I got to high school and found like a really good math teacher and learning from different scientists and professors as I traveled about. And that's where we're working on the stuff for New Atlantis, so we can actually, let me get out here. You see this little dot over here off the East Coast, that is Bermuda, and the Bahamas are here around the countries. That is their exclusive economic zone. And we're going to put the first one for Atlantis right between Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Ilago, Montego. Bonus points if you know the name of the song and who the band is. Put it down there. Really cool.
Yes.
So that's where we're looking to, build a free, independent country to lead the world in freedom, get people to take more personal responsibility for their life. So that's why we're doing this channel, to educate on freedom, what you got to do. Anna and I both invest in multifamily real estate, also looking into going into marinas and other fun things to help move the New Atlantis project forward. So if you're interested in the real estate, feel free to send me a message. I'll check the comments and everything down here as well.
Yes, I have one more thing to say.
Go right ahead. You have plenty to say.
So I wanted to tell you that all of us were on different paths. Well, not different path, but different parts or levels in our life, I guess. So what I mean is that if you are in that situation where you broke and you're struggling financially, that is okay. Accept that and then figure out what you want out of this life. Develop a plan and keep working on it. You know, just be diligent, keep working. Listen to this channel to get inspiration, because we were all of us were there at some point. You know, a lot of successful millionaires and billionaires in this country, they were poor themselves and they were able to accumulate the wealth and help others.
Oh, hold on, right there. Yes, everyone is self-made, though only the successful will admit it. I forget whether that was Jim Rohn or which one said that originally. But all of these billionaires, most of them are self-made. They're made in this generation. And, you know, they read like Warren Buffett. He reads 500 pages of books and market news a day, planning for what he's going to buy next. And education is a huge part. And it's realizing you are self-made. Like 2/3 of billionaires in the United States didn't even have a college degree before they're billionaires.
Oh, college is good, but to a certain level.
To brainwash you.
Oh,
They're fake teachers. You know this.
that's true. But at the same time, it teaches you discipline. So I guess what I'm trying to say, you can educate yourself. You don't have to have teachers to educate you. So,
Well,
and
a fun thing.
especially financial education, financial literacy. There's so much information. Follow Robert Kiyosaki, you know, read his famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, there's a lot of information out there, how to become wealthy and successful.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Richest Man in Babylon. There's so many resources out there. And what's cool is with reading, like we'll take it equivalent to a PhD. If you read 50 books in a given subject, that is equivalent to a PhD in the subject. And you can listen to an audio book of a book, and during your commute back and forth to work, even if it's only 20-30 minutes, you're going to get through a book a week. It's 4 books a month. That's 200 books a year. That's 4 PhDs a year equivalent, if you choose your books properly.
Yes, properly.
And that's just spending your time. You're going to be in your car driving anyway.
Yeah.
She'll tell you, I'm constantly reading. I'm not reading as many books as I am, but I'm following up with the latest science news, technology, AI, medicine, the different finance and world news and things on how we can maneuver our portfolios to keep growing and increase our liberty, which is our resources and cash flow and wealth to do what we want to do when we want to do it. Like we're not to the, billionaire status or anything yet, but our bills are paid. We have play money left over, and we have assets that are growing in value every month and constantly hunting for more to purchase. So
Yes.
that's the part about freedom. It's not free. You don't just get freedom by default. You're in a free country, but as Brian Tracy said quite a while back, one of my favorite authors, Brian Tracy, I'd love to get you on this show at some point in the future. So let it be written, so let it be done. He said 3% of people have written goals. The other 97% work for that 3%. So just off that, we only have 3% of the people, even in America, that are free. 3%, being generous. You listen to Earl Nightingale, he talks about people at the age of 65, and these percentages are pretty much the same now as they were back then. You'd have 1 person who's wealthy. You would have 4 who are financially well off. And then the rest are either working broke or dead by the time you reach 65. So even at his, like 5%. So we got somewhere between 3 and 5% to people that are actually successful and can consider themselves free in the richest, wealthiest country in the world.
Gotta definitely catch up, people, as a country.
Well, it's a good thing that 5%, because a lot of the other countries don't have anybody that's free. So it's a start. And the biggest thing with freedom is you have to claim it yourself.
Unless you're in Russia and you're a billionaire and you just give the bribes to everyone, then technically you're free. No.
Yeah, but they can still get you whenever they want. And what's that secret police called again in Russia?
That was before. Cheka.
The Czechs.
That's another topic for another day. Yeah.
So anything else before we finish up here? And you'd like to say about freedom and your upcoming book, and how can people reach out and connect with you?
Well, I wanted to say a couple more things. I know. Shout out to all of the women who invest in real estate. So last night, Maya and other women, they organized this amazing event, Women Who Invest in Real Estate. That's a group. You can find them on Facebook. I got so excited and empowered. So I got home and I didn't sleep all night. So as you can see, I'm tired right now.
She's tired, but she's still kind of hyped up as she is. So.
I was working on my next book and writing the press release. So women, you are amazing. I'm so grateful to know all of you and just be part of your group. And I'm definitely going to attend the next one next month. But yeah, the book.
Well, and as you get there, your network determines your net worth, and you've got to really meet other people. Go find intelligent people. It said you're a reflection of the 5 closest people to you. That I was actually having a conversation with somebody else today about posture mirror neurons. It's why we mirror the people around us. We mimic their behaviors. So if you're not around successful people, or at least have a few in your circle, go hunt for other circles. I had to hunt for years to find better circles because I come from farm Hickville. I had to come to the cities, meet people. Well, they call it BFE out that way. And I won't tell you what that means, but not appropriate for.
Okay, let's stay appropriate. Keep it appropriate.
Right, we're going to try and keep it at least PG-13 on this channel. Oh, might drop down to R occasionally, but we'll try and keep it PG-13. Well, I don't know what all the guests are going to say. I can't.
Okay.
We're here about freedom, so I'm not trying to lock up their speech, but we're going to try and do good.
Yeah.
Not too many F-bombs, but it might happen now and then.
Yeah, and I wanted to tell you that this is not my actual height. So Jenna is actually taller than I am. I just had this bouncy ball and it was like, I couldn't be bouncing on it. So I had to take another chair, and it's a high chair.
Nice tall bar stool. I got her behind.
Yeah, not the high chair, but the bar stool except. Anyway, so yes, what else did you want to say, Jenna?
So if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button. We're going to have lots of more videos coming. I'm going to be doing all kinds of interviews with experts in real estate, finance, taxes, credit building, spiritual people to regain control of your mind, health experts. And, hopefully one of these days we can blow out the Joe Rogan experience and actually get him on my show.
That would be awesome.
So this is Jedi signing off, and make sure you sign up.
Thank you, Jedi.
Yep. Subscribe. Peace.